Hello, everyone. Oh, sorry, I'm just as everyone is coming in. Sorry, anyone that knows me knows that every class I do, I always have technical issues. But let's see how we go. Thank you, everyone. Let's go this way. Thank you, everyone, for joining tonight. My name is Aisling. I am a team leader in the southeastern suburbs, and I am being joined tonight by some fellow team leaders and some of our new consultants, which is very exciting. So we have Emma and Nina, who are my fellow team leaders, and then we've also got Renee and Jeanette, who are doing their first class tonight. So let's all give them a very warm welcome. They are going to do great. Now let's just wait a couple more minutes as everyone's joining. What I'd love you to do to start off, if you could pop in the chat box, one, if you own a Thermomix and what model you have, and two, are you in touch with a consultant at the moment? So if you didn't know, when you purchase a Thermomix, you also get a consultant, which is great. And they're there to help you along the way, help with all your questions, any concerns you may have, and then also offer you the cooking classes, virtual cooking experiences, classes that we're doing today. Great, I can see a couple of people writing in. Now we like our classes to be quite interactive. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to jump off mute, ask away, put it in the chat box. We've got a couple of other consultants on as well tonight, who will be running our chat box. And if we feel that we've missed anything, definitely jump off.
I think someone is having issues with the sound. Is it coming through okay for everybody? Just pop it in the chat box if you can hear everything okay. Yeah.
Sounds all good.
Yeah, okay.
All right. If you wanted to, someone did, I think it was Glad Power. If you are having issues, if you want to jump out and jump back in, we can then let you back in and see if that helps with it all. Sorry about that. This class is being recorded now. I know a few of us have said we've got young kids. So if you do have to duck away at all, definitely just duck away, feel free to come back on, or you can ask your consultant for the recording as well. Now, I think that's enough talking from me. Let's get started cooking. So the idea of tonight's class is about cost saving and how time saving in the Thermomix. Obviously, that's a big reason people purchase the Thermomix, for saving money and for saving time. You know that you can produce nutritious meals in a short amount of time. So we really want to emphasize what we can do, and our foods today are targeted to families as well. So everyday things that families make. So we're going to start off with Emma. I'm just going to find Emma, and I'm going to spotlight her, and I'll remove myself. And Emma, I'll pass over to you.
Thanks, Aish. As Aish said, I am Emma, and I am also starting out as a team leader down in the Basque Coast area. So before we get started, I'd love for you to pop in the comments, other than obviously learning some money saving tips, what it is that you're hoping to get out of being here tonight. Is there something else? Why are you wanting to find out more about money saving? So I have not put the crackers. I'm actually making some crackers, some dip, and I haven't put them on my meal plan. I've put the dip in, but not the crackers. The reason for that is because I wanted to show you how easy it is to search for things with Cookie-Doo and how many varieties there are. So I'm just going to press in here in our search bar. Cookie-Doo is our recipe platform. The Thermomix is smart connected. So we do have connections via Wi-Fi. You can use your machine without Wi-Fi, but the beauty of it is it's much like a phone, and you can have all your updates come straight out to your machine. Just going to, so hard to type backwards, crackers. I'd love to know if you have made crackers in your Thermomix, or if it's something that you'd like to make. So I have just typed in crackers and 78 options have come up. I have some cheese crackers, veggie crackers. The list is endless. The ones that I'm actually going to do tonight are, of course, down the bottom.
Always the way.
Yeah, these ones here called the Seriously Seedy crackers. We have made these before and they were a huge hit with the kids. I was a little bit skeptical given that they do have seeds in them, but the kids loved it. So on the left-hand side, we have our ingredients. Right-hand side, we have our preparation. And as you go down, you've got your hints and tricks. So in your hints and tricks, you have some variations. It says here that you can make up your own blend of seeds or add some grated Parmesan cheese for extra flavor if you like. So I'm just going to go back up to the top and press start cooking. My oven is already on, but I love that my Thermomix tells me that because that's usually something that I get to the end of the recipe and go, oh my God, I didn't turn it on. And my trays are already lined. So it's asking for 250 grams of flour. Those of you that don't have a TM6 will notice that as your ingredients, it actually weighs it to the gram. So our previous models were 5 and 10 grams. This is quite precise and weighs it exactly down to the gram. That's in our house to get it on like I just did. Put that one up on the board. 25 grams of sunflower seeds. Another 25 grams of pumpkin seeds. And it does ask for flax seeds, but I'm not using those. So, or linseed, sorry. I don't have any, so I'm just going to skip past that. 15 grams of sesame seeds. So if there is something that's in a recipe that you're not wanting to add in or you don't have, you can just switch it up. The recipes are guided, they're not set in stone. Poppy seeds are all stuck together. 5 grams of poppy seeds. Not very many. And 50 grams of olive oil.
Just while you're adding that in, we've had a couple of people jump on in regard to why into the chat box, so to fall in love with their Thermomix again, and just wanting to learn as much as they can and get more out of the Thermomix, which is great.
Awesome. And that's what your consultants are for, to keep you using it all the time, getting the most out of your investment. So there's 100 grams of water there and some salt. Doesn't look very appealing in the bowl, and I can't even show you. Oh, I can. It's a bit gross. Now we're just going to pop the lid on with the measuring cup in. And for 15 seconds, I'm going to combine all that on speed 3. So much easier than doing anything by hand. I can just stand here and talk.
Or control kids.
It's the dog. The kids are standing at the door like, please. So it's saying to leave the measuring cup in place. And now we're going to use our dough function for 1.5 minutes. I'm just going to turn the selector to activate that. As you can hear, the Thermomix will start and then stop, and then start and then stop. So 10 minutes of kneading in the Thermomix is equivalent to, 1 minute of kneading in the Thermomix is the equivalent to 10 minutes by hand. And I'd love to know in the chat box what other things you could be.
All right, I'm just going to mute Emma there because she keeps cutting out just with the dough. So once she's up, give us a wave, Em. Now, as Em said, I think she's just about to ask in regard to crackers. So what are some other things that you could put in your crackers? And also, what are some other things that you could be utilizing the kneading function for? So if you chuck it in the chat box and let us know. And what are you thinking of the crackers? Has anyone made the crackers yet? Let's have a look. Yep, so Chrissy, we've said bread. So that's obviously a very Cheese and bacon rolls. Yep. So we're going to be making some of them very shortly. So that will be good.
Pastas.
Pasta. So, yep. Think coming into Christmas. So different entertaining type of bread. So pull apart, that type of thing. Has anyone made hot cross buns coming into seasonal, but the wrong season? Oh, Em's good. Let me unmute her there.
All good.
Perfect.
Cool. So that has kneaded our dough together. I always love seeing the different doughs come together differently. So that is our biggie dough done. Here I have, it's actually the the tray liner for our rose gold tray. I've just popped a little bit of flour on that and I'm going to tip the dough out onto my mat. Charlie, not now. If it's not the kids, it's the animals always.
So did you notice how Emma did get that dough out from that bowl, flipping it upside down and just spinning the blades around? It'll help loosen that dough and just let it fall nice and easy on that mat too.
Thanks, Nina. I was worried about my dog. So now I'm just combining that. While I'm doing that, I've also got the cracker rollers here. So these are available in the mix shop. You can get them in a bundle of 3. And they do come with a handy little leaflet that also has recipes in it as well. The recipes that are in here are also on Cookie Doo. So if that's something that you are looking or thinking that you might make your own crackers, they are a handy little tool. My kids think they're Play-Doh rollers. They are not. I'm just going to roll that out now and then transfer that. I'll use my, probably my triangle one, roll that out, pop it onto my tray and pop it into the oven. If someone else wants to start and then come back to me for the dip while I finish.
Perfect.
This.
What I'll do, we're going to pass over to Renee now, and we will get Renee's recipe started, and then probably why I think there's quite a chunk of kneading for Renee, we can pass back to Em to do the dip. So let's hand it over to Renee.
Too easy. Hi everyone, I am Renee. And I am a mum of 2 and a new consultant jumping on board. Tonight I'm going to be making the cheese and bacon rolls. I have imported this recipe from Recipe Community and saved it to my weekly planner. So I'm going to pop it into my week. Sorry, it's just turning on.
We left it too long.
Yeah, it turned itself off and now it's just loading. So I've imported this from Recipe Community. Has anyone else imported recipes from Recipe Community in Cookie Doo 3.0 before? Tell me in the chat box, it'd be good to know. So start cooking. All right, so it's just telling me to preheat the oven to 180 degrees. Which I have already done, so we're going next. So we're going to add 100 grams of bacon and 100 grams of cheese. So I've got my bacon chunks here. Let's pop those in, 113, close enough. And then got the cheese chunks in too. All right. Sorry. So now it's just asking for on 4 seconds, speed 6. So I'll just turn the dial to speed 6 and it's going to load up.
So it's just cut Renee out a little bit because of the sound, but you will notice on Renee's screen when she is using a Recipe Community recipe on Cookie Doo, it does look a little bit different. Recipe Community is a recipe hub on your browser that has a whole lot of recipes that do coincide with your TM6 or TM5 as well. And with the new Cookie Doo 3.0, you can transfer them onto your own Cookie Doo, therefore they'll be on your TM6 screen. You can do up to 100 recipes from Cookie Doo. Recipe Community.
Thank you, Nina. So in 4 seconds, let's have a look how that has grated the cheese and bacon. So, in 4 seconds, it's a lot cheaper to buy, your pieces of bacon, your shortcut or your rinds, and a block of cheese and grate it yourself rather than buying little bacon pieces and grating a pre-grated cheese, sorry. So now I'm going to swap that out and save that for later and use our the second bowl, which you can get at the moment for $29 extra on top of if you purchase a TM6 at the moment. So I'm going to pop that on there. So it's saying to place 1.5 teaspoons of yeast in, sorry.
Yeah, so as Renee just mentioned, at the moment there is a great deal on that when you purchase your TM6, you can then pick up a additional second bowl for $29. So that's a saving of $346 straight away when you get your Thermomix, and you can see this is a prime example of why a second bowl would be really handy. But I'd love to know, if you do have a second bowl, what do you find that useful for? Whether it's allergy, anything like that, just chuck it in the chat box for us.
Thank you. We also have got 2 teaspoons of caster sugar. And then now it is asking for 280 grams of warm water. Grab that from the sink for a moment.
Has anyone made the cheese and bacon rolls before? Really handy, and they freeze very well. They're really good for lunch boxes.
All right, so I've just tarred it. Do 280 grams. Now it is saying for 20 seconds on speed 4. Sorry. And we're just going to mix all the ingredients up. Sorry.
I can see Chelsea just said that yes, but your kids only like them fresh. Well, lucky they're this easy to make because you can whip them up and have them ready for in no time for them. So Renee is going through the recipe now, which is great, and it shows how easy that when you do import the recipes from Recipe Community, it's just like using Cookie Do. It's super easy.
Thank you. All right, so we've also got 1 teaspoon of salt, 480 grams of baker's flour. So make sure that's on 0 and just pop it in here. The scales are so great, the input scales. You don't have to dirty a million dishes. Okay. We also have 1 teaspoon of the bread improver.
If you don't have a bread improver, you can also use apple cider vinegar.
That is a good one to know. Thank you. And then lastly, we've got a tablespoon of olive oil. And I think I'm just going to have the perfect amount where it runs out. So now we are going to mix that on 5 seconds and turn the dial to speed 7. And now it is requesting to use the dough function and knead for 3 minutes. And as Emma mentioned before, with dough, 1 minute of kneading in the Thermomix is 10 minutes kneading by hand. And I don't know about everyone in here tonight. Do you have 30 minutes to spend at your bench kneading? So this definitely makes anything bread, white rice so much easier and so much quicker. So Emma,
Perfect.
are you ready?
Yeah, we'll pass back to Em. So as Renee's made some really good points there, let me just put Em back on. She's made some really good points in regard to a lot of time saving there. So we did time saving with the bacon and cheese, and then we've done the time saving again with the as well. I'm just going to mute Renee there. So we're going to jump back over to Emma, and then we'll jump back to Renee to finish off the rolls.
Perfect. Thanks, Ash. So one of the reasons that we're here is for money saving tips. And one of the ways that we can do that is by meal planning. Pop in the comments if you are a meal planner or if you are someone who shops regularly most nights after work or school pickup and wings it. I myself am a meal planner. I use Cookie Do and do a fortnightly shop. And we find that we're saving ourselves about $100 to $200 a fortnight by doing so. We shop our freezer and type that into Cookie Do, whatever we've got in there first, and then creating our meal plan from that. Ticking off what we have already got in the house saves us from just going and buying cheese or whatever else and going, oh, I don't know if we've got that, I'll just grab it. We are ticking it off as we go. I'm seeing a lot of comments about winging it and not knowing like what you're spending. Meal planner, yeah. So what I have done here is added our dip to my week. I do have 2 different dips that I can make, but we'll see how we're going for time at the end. So on here, I have my capsicum and sun-dried tomato dip. And as you can see, the rest of my meals are already on here for the rest of our fortnight. And just starting to cook. Asking for 30 grams of Parmesan cheese. I'd love to know in the comments if you have made your own dip or if it's something that you are thinking that you might like to try. Only 20 grams there, but I'm not fussed. 1 garlic clove. You can never put 1 in. It's always more than 1. And lid on. 10 seconds, speed 9. The machine is going to use almost its full power, so it might cut out my sound.
Oh, there we go. So as you can see, Em's in there. Perfect time coming into summer entertaining, making your own dips. Basically, if you've got a substance of cream cheese or sour cream in your fridge, you can then make your own dip up. So I would also love to know if you made any of your own combinations of dip up.
That was just 10 seconds. We've had our grated Parmesan. So back to what Renee was saying about grating your own cheeses. There are no anti-caking agents in any of that. I know we've got the garlic in there too, but also thinking about making your own breadcrumbs, things like that, blitzing your Parmesan, your garlic, mixed herbs, whatever that might be, with your stale bread, using what you've already got at home for something else. I've got 100 grams of sun-dried tomatoes. Coming up to our season of catering and like catching up with friends and that kind of thing, making our own grazing boards and those kind of things. That's just some capsicum in there. Being able to make it yourself and saving that money rather than buying it, but also knowing exactly what's in your food. Oh, almost. It's asking for olive oil. I'm actually going to skip that step because the sun-dried tomatoes had olive oil in it. And it's also asking for vinegar. I'm going to skip that step too. Popping our lid back on. How clever is that? It noticed that I didn't have my lid on. Bit of a safety feature there. Oh, and now we're going for 1 minute on our, 1 second on our turbo function. And we're going to do that a few times. This gives you the power to choose exactly how you want it. I'm going to go for 3 times and we'll just check what that looks like. So you can have it chunky, you can have it blended down quite more smoothly. And of course, this also means that you can make your own pestos or anything like that. That was after 3 seconds of turbo. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to pop that aside. Do you want me to do the other dip? I've got a cream cheese dip I can do.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that one as well.
The perks of being a consultant, I have multiple bowls, so I'll just grab another one.
So at the moment, as Em has just said, the perks of being a consultant, they are endless at the moment. Let me just add myself so you're not just hearing my voice. We currently have many options of how to become a consultant. So a really popular one that only comes around every now and again is our Earn 4. So basically you can come on board as a consultant, you pay a deposit and get yourself your Thermomix, and then by selling 4 machines within 60 days, you will then end up having your Thermomix on your bench for free. So if Earn is a possibility for you, or in regard to just coming a consultant, definitely reach out either in the chat box or to your existing consultant, and we can definitely provide you with more information. Back to you, Em.
Thanks, Ash. So this is called the herb and garlic dip. It is just on Cookie Do, but as Renee said, there's heaps of recipes on the recipe community as well. So 1 garlic clove, I had one here, it's a big one. I didn't have the full amount of parsley and spring onion. My little veggie garden is only just getting kicked off, so I'm just going in with whatever I had there and popping the lid on. I'd love to know if you've got your own herb or veggie garden and how that's going with saving money as well. So going for 3 seconds and speed 7. So again, that was only 3 seconds. We had parsley, garlic, and spring onion in there. Pretty impressive. Scraping down the sides. That's my dog crying, not my kids. I'm not neglecting anyone.
Em, we've just had in the chat box, someone would love to make a French onion dip. So that sounds delicious. I do actually have a recipe, so I'm just going to try and search it and I can add it into the chat box. Otherwise, at the end, we're actually going to all put our socials in the chat box so you can see. And just feel free to reach out to me if I don't get around to it during the class, but it is a super easy recipe.
That is just the cream cheese in there, a little bit of milk. We're going for 20 seconds, speed 4.5.
While that's going, Em, is that the last step? Was that the last step? I'm going to go back to Renee and she can finish off her cheese and bacon rolls just so we can get them then in the oven. And we will pass back to see your finalised dip, Em. Off you go, Renee.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so it has finished kneading after 3 minutes. And it's requesting to transfer into a lightly oiled bowl and cover with cling wrap. Although I'm going to be using the Thermomat tonight, which is perfect for it. So that is how the dough has come out after 3 minutes. So I'll just put it upside down and twist it to help release the dough from the bowl. So the Thermomat is a non-stick silicone mat, which has, you know, measurements, perfect for shaping, proving, all that type of thing, measuring, rolling. You can get it as a host reward, or you can just purchase from a mix shop if you, you know, don't host your own cooking experience. So here's my dough. So it has, sorry, I moved that out of the way. So it's to leave to proof for 1 hour or until the mixture has tripled in size. So I'm just going to roll this over. So I'm going to put this aside to proof. I've had enough prepared another one ahead of tonight. So you can see one is a lot larger than the one we've just made. The one I've just made, I can easily pop in the freezer for another time to make, you know, more rolls if I want, scrolls, even probably use that as a pizza base. It's really versatile. So we're going to use this dough that has been proving for a little while. Sorry, it's a bit sticky on my hands. I have a flour on my hands.
So as Renee said, the easiest way to get yourself a dough mat is by hosting a cooking experience. You get them at either a heavily discounted price, or you can get it for free if one of your guests was to purchase. So again, reach out to your consultant, and if you don't have a consultant, reach out to one of us in the chat.
All right. So now it says work the dough into 6 to 12 rolls and place onto a lined tray, with each roll almost touching. So I'm just going to use a dough scraper. You can also use your spatula as well. We just don't want to use a knife on the thermo mat. All right, I'm just going to roughly chop. No doubt they won't be very even, but that's fine. As long as they taste good, that's the main thing.
And we can see, so Renee has obviously pre-made this dough, but we can see how easy it is to still be using it, to work with it. You can tell it's not sticky. It's really easy and again quick because you're not having to scrape it off the mat all the time.
That's right. We're just picking them up and rolling them into rough balls, or whatever shape you would like your rolls to look, really.
Perfect. Now in regard to a cost comparison for this, so a cheese and bacon roll at the shops or the bakery, on average you're looking at about $3.50 per roll. Now Renee, besides from probably the bacon, I presume a lot of the other items in the recipe are already household items, flour, sugar, oil, that type of thing. Yep.
Absolutely. Everything else I've used tonight to make these bread rolls, we have had in our house already, apart from bacon. That was the only thing. Yeah. So
then even if we did a little bit of a cost comparison, so even if you did have to purchase all those ingredients, you didn't have any flour, sugar, salt, anything, you're looking at the rolls being about $1 each, which is about a $2.50 saving. So if you're then buying a dozen a week, you're saving about $25–30, which at the moment you can be paying $24 a week, and that's your interest-free payment for a Thermomix. So just by doing one small swap of making your own bread rolls, you're already paying off your Thermomix.
exactly.
Perfect. So Renee's just lining them up on the tray.
Just lining them up on the tray to almost touching. Down this way, you can see a little bit more. So I've done about 8 rolls here, and they will get quite large in the oven. So it does say in this recipe particularly to leave rolls proof for a further 30 minutes, but I don't find that really necessary for tonight. So we're just going to score the top of each roll just with a sharp knife. And then we are going to use an egg wash over the top. Now, if you have an egg allergy in your household, or if you know anyone that you are serving this up to for kids and that sort of thing, you can just use, a little bit of water, crush of water over the top instead of an egg wash. Just popping that on.
I don't know about anyone else, but these are making me really hungry.
We will get to enjoy them later tonight. They will be delicious. I know my son will be happy when he wakes up in the morning. No doubt he'll want it for breakfast.
Now, Renee, just while you're doing that, and I presume next step is to add the cheese and bacon on. I'm putting you under the spot here. I didn't prepare you for this question. Is there any Did you want to give a quick reason, just why, continue doing your recipe, just why you've joined the team? Why did you decide to become a consultant? Yeah, just something
sure.
quick.
Yeah, so I just decided to become a consultant because really I just found it, the fact that I'm just, a mum with my 2 kids and want to do something for myself, something I enjoy. I do enjoy cooking. And yeah, kind of to challenge myself as well, do something a little bit or very much outside of my comfort zone. So
Yeah,
that's
you're
why I
doing
decided
great.
to join the team.
Perfect. So we can see Renee's just adding the cheese and bacon on, and then how long are you going to be putting them in the oven for?
So I'll just pop this in the oven for 180 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes, and then that'll be finished.
Perfect. While Renee is finishing that off, we may, did we want to go back to you, or are you all good, and we'll pass over to Nina?
My dips are done. I'm just waiting for my crackers. So go to Nina and then we'll plate up together.
Perfect. No worries. Let's go to Nina.
Hello, everyone. Let me just. Oh, are we there? All good?
Yep, all good.
Hello, I am Nina. I have a online and in-person business, Mixing in the Hills, and I am a consultant and almost team leader up in Gembrook, Dandenong Ranges. So tonight I wanted to show you guys something that I make quite regularly. I'm going to be talking about a few pantry and fridge staples that everybody does have. So peanut butter is my first one that I'm making tonight, and you can see I was quite desperate. Ours is pretty much empty there. That is a 750 gram jar there. And the recipe that we're going to be making today, I will probably double a little bit too, just to fit into that jar. So in the chat box, guys, if you do buy peanut butter, let us know how much you actually spend on it. Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Do you buy it with your Vegemite? Do you buy it with your Nutella or anything like that? Chuck it in the chat box and let us know. Okay, so just before I do start, Cookie Do 3.0 have launched a new feature, and that is we can change the serving sizes of our recipes. Not all of them at this stage, but they are updating as they go along. So we've got a serving size of 10 here, or a serving size of 12. So I'm going to go in and click on the 12 and apply it to my recipe. What that has done is just bulked out those ingredients, so we then add, we are making that little bit extra. Alrighty, so let's start cooking. Now, talking about saving money, you can purchase, I think they're 1 kilo bags. I'll have to confirm that, but at Woolworths, they do have the Woolworths brand peanut for just $2. So if you're spending up to $8 on a jar of peanut butter or making it yourself, you can see the big difference in the cost savings there. Myself, I was able to find big bags of peanuts at a fruit and vegetable market, I guess it's called, in Wantirna South. And I was able to pick up a couple of bags of them. They've already had their skins on them. So I roasted them. So these peanuts are like quite roasted, dark roasted peanuts, and I was able to remove all the shells quite easily. So I'm going to go in with 8.5 ounces of my roasted peanuts. Alrighty, now this recipe is in ounces, but when you do buy that, don't stress about it, because the Thermomix does convert it for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so because they're not salted, I'm just going to go in and add a couple of pinches of salt flakes just to add to the flavour. If you taste it at the end and you think that it needs a little bit more, don't be scared, you can add that in. We're going to place the lid on, and we're going to blitz that up for about 15 seconds. My sound might cut out for a little bit.
That's all right. Em, did you want to quickly go over the new host reward we have coming? Oh, that was muted. Oh, she's done now. I think there's another mixing section and then we'll come back to you.
No worries.
All right, you can see how well that Thermomix has blitzed up the peanuts there. We're going to place that back on. Go ahead with the next step. We're just going to scrape down those sides. While I'm at it, guys, think about what you could be blitzing up in your Thermomix, what pantry items that you could be making yourself in the Thermomix. I'm going to add in a little bit of peanut oil just so we get that smooth consistency. Smooth or crunchy, guys, it's a toll. Put it in the chat box. Let us know which you prefer. Okay. And just for 1 minute, we'll mix that up. So you can head over to Em if you like, Aish.
Perfect. Let me add Em in Spotlight. I'm just going to mute you at the same time, Nina.
Cool, thank you. So at the moment, when you host a cooking experience, we have our meter as a limited, it's upside down, a limited time offer. So you can get this for $99 just by hosting. If you have a friend who's interested in purchasing, then this will be yours for $49. So it's a huge savings. You're probably wondering what the hell it is. It is a wireless digital thermometer. So it sits into your meat, connects to an app on your phone. And then there's no checking the oven every 2 minutes. There's no checking the barbecue. Your phone will beep and tell you how long's left. It will give you a 5-minute warning when it's near the end. And then it will tell you to be rested. And then it will tell you once the resting's complete as well. I know one of our other consultants has quite a great story. Kate, do you want to mute and tell us how the meter saved your house?
Kate, give me 2 seconds and I will add you as a spotlight as well. I might remove Nina. Oh, I've spotlighted Jeanette, sorry.
Like that story's always stuck with me. So I thought that.
Thanks for putting me on the spot. Yeah, so I actually was using my meter. I have a catering business and I had about 10 kilos of lamb on a spit on my barbecue cooking, and I was running back and forth between inside and out. I had the meter set up, which is great because you can connect it to your devices and multiple devices at once. So I had it connected to my phone outside, also connected to my iPad inside, so I could watch the cook the whole time. And I was inside prepping some salads and noticed quickly that it was alarming at me. And I'm like, what is this noise? Anyway, I quickly raced outside and sure enough, it was saying like extreme temperature, please turn off, take off. It had caught on fire. The meat had caught on fire. So if I hadn't have had that meter device in there, I may not have had a house. So even the best of us, yes, I'm a trained chef, but these things happen. So yeah, if I didn't have that meter there, I wouldn't have known that my meat was on fire. So it really did save, yeah, any further damage, but also the meat was not any good after that. But if you do keep an eye on it, you can see when the temperatures do reach certain temperatures, obviously, and yeah, does help you in the kitchen quite a lot. And yeah.
Kate. So with the meat, it does have recommendations of like how you would like your meat cooked. So if you were doing a beef roast as an example, then you can choose to have it as medium or well, however you choose it. So that versatility as well, not to just have it, and even pork, you can have it choose to have pulled pork as well. So that is available as a host reward. Get in contact with your consultant. All you need is 2 friends, have a demo, have some food together, and you can get this for a reduced price.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Em. And we'll pass back over to Nina.
Yeah, hi. I'm just pouring it into the jar. So you can see the, oops, sorry. Get rid of that. Okay. So you can see how smooth it is. It's just gone into the jar and that is all done. So we can double or triple or quadruple this recipe. As long as you're not going over the max quantity of the bowl, you can do so as well. So I have a couple of recipes that I can do going in from this. I have got saved just butter. If you would like to see me make some butter tonight, or if you would like to see me make some, I'm pretty sure we've got protein balls on the list to make as well. So peanut butter, natural energy balls. So it's up to you guys. I am leaving it to you. Which would you like to see, butter or peanut energy balls?
Also, Nina, out of interest, smooth was definitely the winner for smooth versus crunchy.
Oh, well, I'm the odd one out then, aren't I?
Christy's just asked, so was that literally milled up peanuts and salt?
Yes, it was. A little bit of peanut oil for those that do like the smoother consistency, but that is literally it. So you don't have any of the preservatives, you don't have any of the nasties that you get in the shops, and you can make this up. So if that was just one packet of peanuts, it's literally $2 rather than $8 at the shops.
And it looks like our winner is protein balls.
Protein balls. Okay. Do you want me to go into that now?
Yeah, may as well. That's good. Nina, just out of interest, someone asked how long will it last in the jar?
Months. I actually, it doesn't last that long in our house because it's an everyday sort of thing. But it will, yeah. I've never had anything, I've never had it go off or anything like that. So, and as you can see, I haven't cleaned the jar or anything. I've just popped it straight back in there. It is dark roasted peanuts, so it does look a little bit darker than your store-bought one. But yeah, otherwise, look, to be safe, if you got it in a full one in your pantry and you haven't used it in 3 months, maybe just give it check it out before you eat it. But I've never had an issue.
But that's where someone's just asked as well, would you put a date on the jar? But that's where you'd come into handy the portion sizes on Cookie Doo. So if you thought you weren't going to be eating a large amount of it, you'd just make a smaller portion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Let's get some protein balls happening.
Alrighty, so going in with our second bowl, like everybody has mentioned, $29. Your gift with purchase is a second bowl. So keep in mind, these are normally $375 on the mixture. But as your gift with purchase, you can chuck it onto your purchase for just $29. So we're going to
Oh, was that someone or was that someone meant to be muted?
I said don't dirty a clean bowl.
Don't dirty a clean bowl. And
I was going to say, why aren't you using the one with the peanut butter?
Because Emma's the thinker, obviously. So let's use the same bowl, shall we? Alrighty, so let's start cooking. We're going to go in with our rolled oats. So I'll just quickly grab them.
Just on don't dirty a clean, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. When you make things like jams, chocolate sauce, even peanut butter, instead of using water and washing your bowl, add in some milk and pop it on a pre-clean or just put it around, even after like a sauce or something like that, and make yourself a milkshake or a smoothie. So you're getting the most out of that bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've put in our rolled oats and we're just going to go in with our peanut butter now. Shouldn't have taken it out of the bowl really. So I'll just do that. Pour it straight in. So this recipe here will make 18 balls, 18 energy balls. So it is quite a large recipe. Next, we've got our honey, another item that our household does eat a lot of. You can see by how big this bottle is.
And another thing you could do, prime example of what Nina's doing now, if you did have some peanut butter there or any type of spread that you thought, oh, I should probably use this up, make yourself up some protein balls. You can easily freeze these and take them out as a snack if needed.
That's it. So we're just adding a little bit more of our roasted peanuts as well. So 75 grams of them. So you can see all those peanuts that I was able to get cheap from that market are really getting used. And
Nina, someone has just asked how much of the peanut butter did you put in and how much of the oats did you put in?
Yeah, so 110 grams of the oats and 125 grams of peanut butter.
Perfect.
Now, another item that I'm adding into the recipe is, it says 20 grams of linseeds. I don't have linseeds. So I'm actually going to go in with some almond meal. And this one here uses another function of the Thermomix, and we have milled this up ourselves. So lots of curries will ask for almond meal. Another reason to use your second bowl, if you get to the middle of a recipe and you haven't got almond meal already brought or milled up, you can swap it out. Swap the bowl out and mill up your own almonds. So it's 20 grams of that. And some vanilla. And a little bit more of the fine sea salt as well. Okay, so I'll show you all of those ingredients in there. We've got our almond meal, some honey, the peanut butter, the oats, and some vanilla extract there. We're going to place the lid on, and for 20 seconds, it's going to blitz all that up again.
Perfect. So that's just cut Nina out there just with the mixing. So you can see we've probably been cooking probably about 45 minutes or so. And you can see how much we've made. So yes, we've been swapping this between consultants, but all of us have been maximum on the screen for about 10 minutes or so. So you can see how much you can really utilize your Thermomix for time-saving recipes.
Okay, so there you go, guys. That there you can portion out into 18 little balls, or if you want to go a little bit smaller, you can do that as well. So great for the kids after school snacks, or great for your snacks if you trying to get a little bit more protein into your diet. You know, a pack of 2 protein balls, you know, at this service station or the supermarket, or your local milk bar, they normally have them. They can be up to $5 for a little packet of only 2 protein balls. So use this recipe. You can even add in your protein powder. So maybe you want to swap out your almond meal for a little bit of protein powder. You can roll these into a little bit of coconut or chia seeds or something, just for a little bit of a health kick. But yeah, let us know what you think about that.
Perfect. We're going to pass over to Jeanette now. Is that all good, Jeanette, if we go to you?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, cool. And Jeanette's going to be making some yogurt for us.
I sure am. In fact, I'm actually going to make a lactose-free yogurt. The reason for that is obviously my children and I have dairy intolerance issues. So we're going to use a live probiotic yogurt and the lactose-free milk. The fantastic thing about this is that this yogurt, as it starts to ferment, it actually changes the sugars in it and gets rid of more lactose. So if you wanted to, you could always use this afterwards to then further remove any lactose that might be still present after you've fermented your yogurt. Anywho, so I'm just going to go into another function that I love to use all the time, which is recently cooked. And I'll just scroll down and I will find my yogurt in there. I find this one, I absolutely love going to recently cooked. I'm going to restart that because I make it probably every other week. Yeah, so I'm going to press start, take my lid off. Going to get my scales. This container is 170 grams. It's only asking for 120, but I'm going to stick the whole jar in anyway because I don't see the point in wasting that little bit in the bottom. So I'll stick that in there.
Jeanette, do you mention brand?
Pardon?
Do you mention brand of yogurt that is that you're using?
Yeah, so this one's 5 a.m. and it's just the vanilla one. You do need to make sure that it has got a live culture, otherwise you're not really fermenting anything.
Yeah.
I like this brand. It's just gone up to about $2.50 for a tub, but in the long term, like the tub plus $1.20 for the long life milk, I can get probably 12 pouches or all 10 of my jars. And so I've saved myself nearly $30 worth of buying yogurt. So
That's awesome.
huge when you've got small humans that just devour it.
Especially lactose-free yogurt, it's always going to be that little bit more expensive.
Yeah. So the other thing with the fermenting and all that sort of stuff is I know my kids are getting some sort of probiotic as well. And they're getting that, that good gut feeling, that good gut flora, continually happy. Again, he wants 800 grams of milk. I'm not going to waste, 20 grams. I'm just going to stick it all in there and let it go.
Jeanette, out of interest, how often are you making yogurt? Would you say you're making yogurt weekly?
Yeah, pretty much weekly.
So going off what Jeanette said, if she's saving $30 a week making a batch of yogurt, times that by 52 weeks a year, she's saving over $1,500 just by making a swap of yogurt. So add that to Renee's swap of making cheese and bacon rolls. You've well and truly earned back your Thermomix.
Yeah, 100%. So it's adding sugar. I do add a little bit of sugar. You don't need to. It is an option. You can add other natural sorts of sugars and stuff like that, like honey, rice malt. But I just add in a little bit of sugar because that's what I've got on hand at the moment. I may not add in the whole 40 grams because I am feeding small humans and I try and keep their sugar a bit lower. So I'm just going to do half. I'm going to put the lid on and it's going to just warm it up now after it's given it a good mix. So yeah, that's me for the next couple of minutes.
Perfect. We'll head back over to Em and see everything you have made and everything looking pretty.
My crackers are just coming out of the oven and they're too hot.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But as you can see here, we've got the sun-dried tomato dip and the herb and garlic dip. These bowls are the eco bowls from our mix shop. And we actually do have a bamboo grazing box as well. So perfect for our entertaining season. A whole batch of dip. So I'll just keep it in these bowls, pop it into a little graze box, and that will be the kids' afternoon tea treat tomorrow after school.
Perfect. Em or Nina, just while, Renee, how are you going? How's your time looking?
Yeah, my rolls are done. I've literally just taken them out of the oven 30 seconds ago. So
Cool.
similar
All right,
situation to Emma, bit hot to touch.
No, that's all right. Em or Nina, do you have anything that I have missed that we could mention? We've gone over our new host reward. We have gone over our $29 bowl at the moment. We have gone over the meter. Well, I've said that twice now. We've gone over our earn 4. Oh, I do have something exciting. Come January. Now, if you follow any form of consultant of Thermomix on social media, you will see the new cutter that is coming. Easiest way for you to get your hands on a cutter is by hosting a cooking demo. We don't know exact dates yet, but we're being told January. So my advice for you would be to contact your consultant or reach out to myself, Nina or Em, and let's book you in something for January and let's get you a cutter on the bench. The cutter is ridiculous. You know those little kids that are always complaining because they want their carrots in a certain shape or their cheese in a certain shape? The cutter will be allowing you to do all of that. So that is very exciting. Now, Nina, is there anything I'm missing?
Well, I just thought maybe we would, we do host these cooking classes quite often. Once a month, we try to do them. It'd be good if we could do them twice a month as well. But let's just, I just want to ask, what do you want to see? We've done money and time saving tonight, but what are you guys interested in seeing? Is there something, is it dinner meals? Is it more entertaining? We could do cocktails. We could do anything really. So maybe in the chat box, if there's something you haven't yet seen the Thermomix do, let us know and we'd be happy to.
I'll start making a list.
Yeah, dinner meals. Yep. Quick and easy. Yep. Amazing.
Or even if there's a function of your Thermomix that you feel like you're not utilizing, that we could do a class focusing on something like that. School snacks, pasta making, perfect. What I will do, I'll pass back over to Em. I can see that she is nicely plated up, but keep your suggestions coming in. Where I am, there you are.
I am.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. So as you can see, the crackers are here. They've just come out of the oven. So obviously you can choose how thick or thin you want them. They are very tasty. You can sprinkle some salt or herbs or something over the top if you want. Some of the other crackers that we have made are the cheese crackers. We actually substituted plain flour for rice flour by just milling some rice ourselves. We've also made the garlic and thyme crackers, and I know Nina also made well. Utilizing in your pantry, whatever I had in the fridge. I didn't actually shop for any of these ingredients. I already had all of it already at home. Being able to use typing in and then using the filters, you can choose, as an example, if you had beetroot clipped, then you could choose, you would probably find a beetroot dip in there. So having a real play with Cookie Do, getting in touch with your consultant if you're not getting the most out of Cookie Do, because that's where you'll really find the time and money savings.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Em. Renee, how are your cheese and bacon rolls? Let me add you on.
Good.
Yep, good to go.
Yep. Yeah, they've come out really well. If you can see, they look like I just bought them from Baker's Delight, but I did not pay $3.50 per roll. Let me see that. Oop, I lost it. If I pull it apart, it just so light and fluffy. Delicious.
Yum. Looks perfect. Now we will head back over to Jeanette.
Hello. I'm still waiting for it to get to temperature, but I can go through some of the stuff that I use for the pouches.
Yeah,
if you're okay with that.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
Awesome. So obviously on the mix shop, you can get these cute little milk jug looking jars, and they've got this beautiful plastic silicone-ish kind of lid. I don't know what material it is, but it's bendy. Anyways, these are fantastic. You can fit 10 of those in your Varoma tray. You can also do your yogurts in your thermoserver, the white one. It fits in there really, really well, or in any container that fits in there really. I personally love these cherub pouches. Their pouches in the store cost me about $1.10, and they're going up. So especially the lactose-free ones, they're, you know, nearly up towards like $2. So I just fill these up. I just wash them with a bottle brush at the end and then stick them up to dry. If you get really keen with them, you can actually get these attachments that you sit in the top of your fridge, and they just slide in. And these are amazing for keeping them in the fridge nice and tidy. All of these range between probably $12 up to about $20, and that just depends on how many pouches you get. So did someone just ask where they can get it from? I have glasses on.
Yeah, where are the pouches from?
So you can get them off Cherub Baby, so you can get them directly from there, or I got these ones from Maya. And I got them online when they were on sale. So if you use apps like Shopback and you typed in Cherub Baby, it'll take you to whatever site has these free, the cheapest, and it'll also give you a discount, not a discount, it'll also give you money back as well. So just another way you can save a couple of dollars here and there. So yeah, these pouches, they take one a day. I put custard in these. I put jelly in these, baby food, all the things. Anything that can go in a pouch is in the pouch.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. Jeanette, I'll ask you as well, because you have also just come on as a consultant. Why have you made the step? Why did you jump on board?
So I run another business and it just goes really well with that. So I'm a personal trainer, I work from home, and food is a massive part of anyone's journey. I'm also big into being organized and all that sort of stuff. So time saving, being organized, it just seems fair and fun to be able to share that knowledge with other people who may not yet know how much time they could save and how much it can improve their life in conjunction with, you know, anything else they're trying to do to improve it.
That's
Perfect.
awesome.
Sounds good. How are you going with your temperature? What are we at?
It's just chilling. It's not doing a lot.
That's all right. I might pass back to Nina and see how she is going.
It just finished.
All right, so I've made my rumbles. I've got a bit more than 18 there, but I'll let Jeanette continue with what she's doing.
Always the way.
I knew that was going to happen. So essentially all I'm going to do is decant what's in the bowl into my pouches, and if I've got any left over, I'm going to stick it in the jars, and then I'll put it in my tray, and that'll sit on top with water and my lemon juice to help preserve the bowl. So yeah, that's pretty much all I'll be doing for the next couple of minutes, and then I'll be setting the time and letting it do its thing overnight.
Cool. We might let you, Jeanette, put it all together, and we will come back to you just as you're putting it all on together.
Okay.
And I will go back to you, Nina. Oh.
Yep, so here we are. We've got quite a few energy balls there. I've just sprinkled a little bit of coconut on them, and they just go straight into the fridge. They will set a little bit, they'll firm up a little bit. But yeah, that is it pretty much from there. Now, just to let you guys know, if you do have a Thermomix, but you weren't aware, which I don't think it's quite possible, everybody knows about the pre-clean, but if you don't have a Thermomix, and you were wondering, is there any extra dishes? Does it save on dishes? Does it save you in cleanup? It sure does. So the Thermomix does have a pre-clean mode. I've got some warm water in there and 1 squirt of dishwashing liquid. And we're going to just pop that on the machine there. You press pre-clean, which is one of your pre-programmed functions on the Thermomix. You've got a clean up for Joe. You've got a clean up for Universal, which I'm going to use today. Can be pretty much used for the majority of the cooking you're doing. Your fats and caramel, or you've got a clean up for browning as well. So when you're using the high heat mode on your TM6, you can use this function to help clean it up. So you literally just pop the lid on and turn the dial to Universal or which one you choose. It closes, it locks in, and you are set to go and have your dinner, or go and pop the kids in the bath, or it just frees up so much time. Once that's done, you pour it down the drain and it is nice and clean. If it needs a little bit extra, you can pop it straight into the dishwasher as well.
Perfect. I'll add Jeanette back in and we can watch what she is doing there. So you're simply just pouring it into the pouches? Yep.
Yep, into the pouches. I had one bust, but these are quite old. They're about 6 months old, this one. So yeah, and unfortunately I've got a chewer, so we chews the ends of them, and they don't really work that well after they've chewed them. So yeah, you'll probably get 6 to 8 months out of your pouches if they're looked after quite well. And if they don't, to be honest, they've paid for themselves over and over and over again. So they're worth replacing after that time.
Has
So, yeah.
anyone made yogurt? If you want to put it in the chat box, do you do the same recipe that Jeanette is doing? Do you do the one that sets in the bowl, or how do you usually do your yogurt? Or would anyone love to make yogurt?
Another good way to utilize that fermentation mode on your Thermomix is by fermenting, like I've made sauerkraut, I've made kimchi before, anything that is longevity like that needs that fermentation mode, you can do as well. But the fermentation mode can also be used to prove your dough. So if you are living up in the hills with me and it is quite cold, even on a spring day, you can use the fermentation mode to help along the proving of your dough. So every mode on the Thermomix does have multiple functions and reasons to use it. Please keep in touch with your consultant. If you have any questions in regards to your everyday use of the Thermomix, don't hesitate to give us a message or give us a call and let us know what you're trying to do with your Thermomix so we can help out.
Marnie's just asked as well, could you add flavour to them? You definitely could. There is different recipes on Cookie Do. From memory, I know there's definitely a berry one, but you could just substitute the berry with some passion fruit or anything like that. Does anyone have, just while Jeanette's finishing up, does anyone, I might add myself in so I'm not just talking. Does anyone have any questions? Feel free to jump off mute if you wanted to.
Christy, in answer to her question about stage, do you add the flavourings? Sorry. It does make the berry coolie at the bottom, and then you pour your yogurt in. I always find that once the yogurt is fermented and set, it's best to add your flavourings after.
Yeah, agreed.
You can make, like Aish mentioned, you can make passion fruit coolie, you can make berry coolie, you can make, there's lots of different recipes on the Thermomix. I recently made a caramel sauce and my kids have been adding that into their yogurt.
Delicious.
So you can see that Jeanette is just pouring the yogurt straight from the jar. It does have a little pouring lid on it, so it is quite easy to pour it into those small little jars and those pouches as well. So very, very clever. She's done.
Perfect. I will remove us and put Jeanette back on.
Awesome. Sorry, I just put this lid on. I overfilled it just a little bit because I was getting greedy. I didn't want to have to get another jar out. So that's what's in there at the moment. I'll shove those two pots in here. And that'll be it really. I might stick them in the middle so they don't get tipped over.
Now, Jeanette, someone asked before in regard to the consistency once it's actually finished, once it's actually all done, does it become a lot thicker?
It does thicken up. I leave my yogurt on for 12 hours instead of the 10 hours. I find that also helps to thicken it up, but you don't want it too thick being in the pouch either. My kids don't prefer it. They prefer it a little bit more runny. Also being lactose free, I find that doesn't thicken up as well as the one where you would put like a milk powder in, but you can also change that milk powder to a protein powder, which is also fantastic if you are trying to add a high protein snack in your day as well.
And that protein powder will help thicken up the yogurt as well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so the powder does help thicken up because obviously it helps to coagulate the milk. All right, so it wants me to add 250 mils of water. Probably help if I didn't use the hot tap. All right, so it's my 250 mils and I'm using lemon juice. You can use vitamin C tablet if you don't have lemon juice. the lemon juices in this jar is sole purpose is for this, because it has got a lot of preservatives in it. I don't use it for any other cooking, but it's fantastic for this because I know it's just going to get tipped down the sink anyway. So all I'm going to do now is take my measuring cup out, sit this on top like so. And then like I said, I add extra time also because I don't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and put it in the fridge. I add 2 hours. And then I'm just going to turn it and let it do its thing. And that's it. All I'll do is wipe down the containers in the morning, set them up in the fridge in their little cradles, and done.
Perfect. Thank you for
Been there
that.
for 12 hours.
So yes, as you can see, we are all finished with tonight's classes. We've got Renee with her cheese and bacon rolls. We've got Em with the crackers and dips. We've got Nina with the bliss balls, including the peanut butter that she's made. And then obviously Jeanette has just put her yogurt on, which will be ready for a breakfast snack or morning tea in the morning. Thank you all for joining us tonight. A very big well done to Renee and Jeanette. Got through their first class. It was great.
Girls.
If anyone on the class doesn't have a consultant, these two girls are both amazing. They'll both be able to help you. So reach out. Now, what I will quickly do, I will write everyone's socials in the chat box. So Nina is mixing in the hills.
Do you want me to?
Actually, does everyone want to write their own in there? Because it might take me a long time. So you can find most of us on Facebook and Instagram as well. We love to give tips. We like to keep it fun. We like to share our favorite recipes with you. And then of course, reach out to us as well. Thanks to the other girls who have jumped on, our other consultants. I know we had Kate and we had Wendy and we had Beck on helping us out. So thank you for that. And yes, that's all from us tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, and happy cooking.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks everyone for joining.
Renee,
Enjoyed
Jeanette, we'll just stay on.
Got it.
I'm trying this dip. Can't just stare at it.
Any other consultants, feel free to stay on as well. That's fine. Everyone's slowly coming off. I'm just going to start removing people.
No one else has left.
Oh, there we go. Now it's just us. Well done, girls. You've done your first class.
Let me
How was
just
it?
stop recording.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, stop recording.